Okay, let's roll out. Right, let's wait for some folks to get to us. Hold on. I might as well put some on until right, so let me run all the smoke. Yeah, guys, I want to speak about the state of British politics.
Bluetooth connected.
The type of warfare around the city gang stalking. I'ma keep it forward while you niggas keep on talking.
I'm not gonna be an hour, yeah. I've only got like half a page of notes, but I want to speak about this thing. So give me 1 minute.
I'ma keep it forward while you niggas keep on talking. You don't want no problems, better watch it how you walking. No problem, no problem.
Let me just check on my nephew. 1 minute.
No problem, no problem, no problem. You don't want no problems, better watch it how you walking. No problem. No problem.
That's the heading 2 nationwide. Too nasty for
You don't want no problems, better watch it how you walking. Cause I'm about to go psycho. Niggas had their timing off, now watch it fam, it's my go. And everything is push, tell me can you smell that? If you ever heard the weed talk, we call it loud pack. I make my own rules, set my own boundaries. Calling niggas pantry, like my name was Chowdhury. Back the nominees, most these rappers they just actors. 4 disciples training 24 masters. I want all the smoke, you don't really want the water. The type of war flow around the city gang stalking. I'ma keep it forward while you niggas keep on talking. You don't want no problems, better watch it how you walking. I want all the smoke, you don't really want a war thing. The type of war flow around the city gang stalking. I'ma keep it forward while you niggas keep on talking. You don't want no problems, better watch it how you walking. Tell my adversaries I don't give a shit. Standing on the square, aiming higher than the pyramid. And I know you probably sick of us. Wings flying close up to the sun, call me Icarus. When I came in peace, I was giving out salams. Find you niggas hypocrites. So I took a fucking arms like a free rich bitches, like I'm starving in charm. That's when weed by the trees, like I live up on the farm. All it takes is one phone call. Trust me, I'ma handle it. I can see the hate because you know that I'm a maverick. This the tale of the dragon slinker war manuscript. 12 tribes, we speaking in code time. I remember, I want all the smoke.
Yes.
I don't really want a war thing, the type of war flow around the city gang stalking. I'ma keep it forward while you niggas keep on talking. You don't want no problems, better watch it how you walking. I want.
Right, guys, I wanted to speak about the state of British politics and Rishi Sunak just briefly, just to let us capture this moment and not let it get away from us, yeah? He, she, the DTs, who nothing exists except by way of him. You see these books here? When I wrote these, people think I wrote these books just to listen to myself speak or to, how can I say this? Like, I didn't want to write these books, put it that way. I was writing Today is Tomorrow's Yesterday, the stuff that I normally write about, which is from a historical perspective, a historical narrative, right? That's my comfort zone. I do this all day, just writing books like this all day. What Side of History, Treasures in the Sand, The Golden Child. These, I was forced by my highest in ahead. I said, you know what? There's not going to be no black people that write about what's going on. And I'm not just talking about pestilence in the form of, you know what I'm saying, what they call a virus. I'm not talking about the pestilence in the form of what they call the virus alone. I'm talking about everything else that it entails, everything that pivots around it, like the geopolitics, like the new policies that they're bringing in and where they're trying to push us, where they're trying to direct humanity to go down, the road they're trying to direct us to walk down. So I thought, yo, let me write this book. Do you get me? But today now, we're in a situation where for a number of years, I've been pointing out the fact that here in the UK, we no longer, hold on 1 minute. Yo, I'm doing a live, rude boy. What papers? Yeah, post it through my letterbox. I'm doing a live. All right, respect, Carl. Yo, people always wait till I'm gone live to ring me. I don't get that shit. Like, why not ring me when you got all morning to ring, man? And then as soon as you do something now, your phone starts ringing. Yeah, I swear it's deliberate, yeah. But anyway, I was saying, for a number of years in the UK, since Labour was in, we've seen they running this trick on us where they'll give us a sham leader, like let's say Gordon Brown, yeah, or let's say Tony Blair, yeah, and then they'll end Tony Blair's premiership in a controversy so that he quits or he's resigned, the prime minister's resigned. That way, they get to put in who they want to put in without you having any say in who's going in office. In the first place, anyway, we don't have any say in who's elected in office. We already know they make these decisions at Bilderberger meetings. Y'all should know that by now. People have been speaking about the Bilderbergers for eternity. Yeah, not least that who's the one who's getting done for the Sandy Hooks thing? Alex Jones. He been talking about that type of shit for a long time. Yeah. So what we're seeing now is that they give us these sham leaders, these leaders resign, and then somebody else steps into the role without the country having gone to vote about it or nothing. And all of us are so docile and so conformist, even us who come online and speak out about it, that we just carry on as normal and then moan to ourselves about it. We come on social media like I'm doing that, and we have a big moan about who the fuck's in office and whatnot. But when are we going to take action? Why are we continuing to just, okay, well, I'll just wake up and go to work anyway, because I got bills, wages, mortgage, yeah? And this never gets addressed. And it's been going on over and over. Tony Blair did it with the Labour Party. And then they gave us Gordon Brown. You understand? And then Gordon Brown, I'm sure he did the same. And then who was it who came after him? Was it David Cameron? Yeah, who came after him? It might have been David Cameron. Why is this gone like this now? See what I'm saying? They don't want this message out there. Yeah, because they just cut the live. It says reconnecting. They just cut the live on Instagram. You understand? I don't get that. Let me start that live again. Because I don't understand how they just cut the live like that. That's crazy. Yeah, they've been running this game on us for a while, yeah? And they hope that we don't realize, we just carry on as normal. Let me end this and do it again. Right. So that live is ended. They do not want me to be out here telling you guys these things, because who else is telling you this shit here? People is just out here talking about the same old thing. You understand? No one's talking about this shit, bro. Yeah, they keep fucking giving us these sham prime ministers. Wait for these guys to tune back in, yeah, because I just ended the live on Instagram and started it again because somehow they just cut the fucking thing off. They don't want people to tune into this shit. I've got my Wi-Fi off. I'll just use my data because it will give them less of a chance to fuck up the live. So they did after the Gordon Brown. I'm sure it switched to the Tories because remember the Labour's been in power at that time when it switched back to Tories. Labour had been in power for 10 fucking years. Yo, guys on Instagram, they cut the live off. So I ended it, posted it, and started again. They're going to play with me because they don't want me to give you these jewels. You understand that shit? And that's why they censor me so hard, even though I don't have a following. It's the fact that I'm not allowed to have a following. Because if I have a following, we're going to change this shit in a week or two. We're going to fucking march down to Downing Street or fucking Capitol Hill or Washington, wherever the fuck we got to go. And we're going to pull up on niggas. If niggas like me ever get a platform where people can just freely buy my books and listen to what I got to say, what do you think this is all about? So they've started this from before the Tories with Labour is what I was saying, Instagram guys. When they gave us that clown, Gordon Brown, who was losing people's information, a whole briefcase with everyone's details, he's gone on a train and just left it on the train. Yeah, so anyone can get our details. This is deliberate. That you understand? Each one of these prime ministers at the Bilderberger meetings, they get told what their agenda is. Okay, Mr. Gordon Brown, your agenda is to take us into the EU, sign England into the EU. So further along down the line, it manifests in all that Brexit shit. You understand? Everything's a stepping stone. It's called a tiptoe approach, a stepping stone approach. And they hope you're so into your job, waking up to go get work on time and get this wage and pay these bills, that you ain't paying attention to fuck all else, really. That's all you're living for. You understand? This little 40-year window that they give us to be useful in this planet Earth. And then after that 40-year window, from 20 years old to 60 years old, you're fucking useless to the custodians. You understand what I'm saying? You can't enjoy life. You can go and buy a Ferrari at 60, yeah, and enjoy it for how long? Like, people have got to understand it's on us. We got to take the fucking action, yeah. Now, there's a video of David Cameron. If you're diligent enough, if you go around on the internet, there's a video of David Cameron years ago. I'm talking 8, maybe 10 years ago, where he introduces this Rishi Sunak, and he says, yo, this Rishi Sunak, the way he was going on was like this Rishi Sunak was a messiah to the Conservative Party. This was like their fucking messiah. I'm going to show you why this guy was their messiah and why they planted him in. Do you understand? But there's a video of David Cameron saying this. It's like a Conservative Tory party, yeah? And David Cameron was in office, was in power. And he's talking about these new members, these Indians, and how India is integrated into the Conservative Party. Because remember, the Conservatives have always been known as racist. It's just a group of middle-aged white men. That's it. There's no women, there's no black people, there's no Asians, there's no fuck all. This is how Conservatives are rolling, because they're not the Labour Party. The Labour Party was supposed to be for us, the people, the union. They protesting with the people and shit, because the people, the Tories, they've been running since Henry VIII. I told you guys this on that The Real Truth About the British Royal Family, the live that we've got here on TZT page. Yeah, that Henry VIII, yeah, in his time when England was turning from the king shit, yeah, royal families and stuff, into the parliamentary type of democratic stuff that we see today. In the time of Henry VIII, it was like half. So they still got the kingship with power, and they bringing in this parliamentary type shit. And the party at the time, you understand, that was rolling with the fucking kingship was the Tory party. They've been running for a very long time in England. They're not nothing. It's not something that just started in modern times. This shit goes back to the medieval shit. Do you understand? Medieval times with Henry the fucking VIII and stuff. Yeah. Queen Elizabeth the First and stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, David Cameron, he made a prophecy about, yo, this Rishi Sunak and Xavier Javid, other ones he called as well. But he made a point about Rishi Sunak and how he had a bright future in the Conservative Party. They know what they was talking about because they already know what the books got written down the line for this Rishi Sunak guy. They're just acting for the cameras, yeah? So this guy's a planted WEF puppet. He is educated by the World Economic Forum and he's a puppet. And let me tell you why. Because Rishi Sunak and his wife, both of them, are richer than King Charles. This is the first time in British history where the people in Downing Street are richer than the people in Buckingham Palace. They say that the royal family, I've heard 24 billion is their net worth. But from others, that's increased to 350 billion. They're the two figures you're going to hear about the British royal family, whichever one you want to go with. 24 billion or 350 billion. That's a lot of fucking billion. Now, listen to this. Rishi Sunak and his wife, and you can go and search this up, and I expect you to go and search this up yourselves. Rishi Sunak and his wife are estimated to be worth 700 billion. Do you understand that shit? Man, that shit's richer than some of these fucking Bezos and all of them kind of niggas. They richer than the king, than the royal family in England. Do you understand what I'm saying? And where does their money come from? Rishi Sunak and his wife, their money comes from, I might get the letters wrong. Is it CDBC or whatever? I'm talking about government-backed crypto. Them government-backed cryptos, Rishi Sunak and his wife, the Indians that they are, they run that shit in India. You understand? And they run it in other countries too, like China and shit like that. They are the ones behind this government-backed blockchain, crypto, fucking carbon credit, whatever. And if you've been paying attention, you will see Rishi Sunak has already spoken about how he's introduced this new currency, this digital cryptocurrency. Of course you have, Mr. Sunak, because you're getting guala off that shit. That's you and your wife's business. Y'all making millions of they make something like 110 million per year. Every year. Do you understand that? 100 and something million per year is their fucking annual income. They're worth 700 and whatnot billion, man. They're richer than King Charles III. Forget about the royal family. So Britain, as we see it today, has been sold to the highest bidder. And we're carrying on as normal. We're at home, fucking watching Netflix, distracted by our smartphones, scrolling. Do you understand? Going watching sports, just like George Orwell said, yo, they'll be so into this sports thing in these times that nobody will even have the mental attention to really be paying attention to what's going on. They'll just keep giving us this Roman Colosseum. Yo, sports. You understand? Football. You understand? Tennis, celebrities. Everyone's distracted with these smartphones, pornography, celebrity, music. You understand? Football. Yeah, World Cup. You're right, Zach.
Yes, finished.
Is another one come on? Is it not? Let me put this on for him, yeah, and I'll come back. Let's go and put it on here. I swear it was a series. It's supposed to come, another one's supposed to come on its own. Sorry, people, man. Every time I try and do these lives, I just get fucking pulled away from it, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I had to put the Hulk on for him, man. My little nephew, Zach, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so these Sunak and his wife is worth 700 billion, yeah. They're richer than King Charles, man. And this is the first time in British history that this has happened, where the people richer than the people in Buckingham Palace, yeah, which is the royal family. Sunak and his wife, they run the crypto, the government-backed crypto in India. They make 110 billion Is it million? I think it's 110 million a year. That's what they make. I was talking about Sunak's announcement, talking about how he's introduced into Britain. So in the UK now, it's already in effect now. They've introduced this blockchain, government-backed crypto currency, digital currency. Yeah, and I want you to pay attention because of this. First, they'll leave the paper money. They've introduced this new money, this digital crypto thing that makes millions for Rishi Sunak and his wife. They've already introduced it. So now they'll leave the normal money and both of them running at the side of each other. And then when you least expect it, they'll pull the plug on all money. I'm talking about physical paper money. They'll come to a point where they say, okay, that's enough for the paper money now. We're going to stop it. We're not using it no more. And now everyone's stuck with this crypto, government-backed crypto blockchain thing that they wanted to introduce from the start. So that was their plan from the start, to introduce this crypto thing, but they had to creep it in, just like Rishi Sunak himself. They already knew they wanted him to be the prime minister. I remember watching the elections and saying, yo, they're going to make Liz Truss the fucking first prime minister, the prime minister. They're going to make her win. And then after, sometime later, they'll bring Rishi Sunak in. That's what I said. I didn't expect that they was going to use it in the way they did, because I understand now. I'll break it down for you. Boris Johnson ended up in a very bad place in the last part of his premiership. He's been caught lying for the whole part, through his whole premiership. And we didn't want him for a long time either, but they've always wanted him to be the prime minister in England too, because he's known as the billionaire's bitch from before he was the prime minister. He caters to the rich people, the billionaires, whatever they say, yeah, jump this high, he's going to fucking jump that high. Yeah, this Eton boys, yeah, WEF boys, they respond to the whim of the billionaires. That's what they're there for. They're the ones who put him in power. Because remember, the public was resisting Boris Johnson for a number of years before they actually got him into the position where they could just push him into place. Because we already knew he was a clown. We already knew he was a bozo and what he was trying to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? They pushed these people in. So they did the same with Sunak. They knew, okay, we can't just put him in the job. A brown man running England. There's still too much resistance from traditional white people in terms of race against having a brown man as the number one in England. That's equivalent to Obama in America. That's how much of a big thing it is when you're talking about politicians like Nigel Farage and shit. These traditional racist white man. So if he's in there, there's a reason why he's in there. They want him there for a reason. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what they did, Boris Johnson being in the fucking mess that he was in, the man lied about everything. And when he was caught, he continued to lie until people started pulling out receipts. You understand it? It just looked like a clown show. The man ended up as being the first prime minister criminally charged while he was in office. And his chancellor at the time, the man in control of all Britain's money, was your Rishi Sunak. So he was already in this money job before he had the prime minister job. He warmed up with being the chancellor. Do you know what position the chancellor is in England? That's like the Imhotep position. When you say, okay, Pharaoh Zosa, he's the pharaoh. Who's the second man in control of the country? Imhotep, he's the vizier. That's literally what Sunak was underneath Boris Johnson. He's got his hands in England's sterling pot. Do you understand? He's creating all the policies going forward. So he's setting himself up because he knows he's going to come next. The one to inherit the Boris Johnson empire is going to be him, not no Liz Truss. They already know what the game is. So he's setting himself up for when he comes into office. Now he's telling you they've rolled out this crypto thing. Most of us just blink. Yeah. Some of us will go on social media and post and go on like we're saying something, but we're really not saying nothing unless we're mobilizing people to get involved in communities and networks to stop it. To say, you know what, we don't back my man. That's not my king. That's not my prime minister. I'm not voting again. I'm pulling my vote. I'm not paying my bills and stuff. See, I'm on borrowed time saying this because they're going to come for me. They've already come on TZT, you know, guys. They've flashed me up saying, oh, this has been reported by fact checkers in this, so you can't use branded tools and blah, blah, blah no more. I just scroll past it. I don't even click on it no more because I know what the game is. And like I told you, the traffic on TZT now is ton up. So they're going to figure out a way. How can we turn this shit the fuck back down? This nigga's got out the algorithm. Yeah. Now his traffic's flowing to his page. So now we need to shut it down. We need to make sure people are not listening. So it's based on you guys, how you respond. If you go away from here without liking this video, or you go away from here without sharing this video, then to me, from my perspective, you're really useless in this revolution, because I'm not asking you for much. Do you understand? And if we see this as a revolution where we're at war, an information war, psychological war, mental war, emotional war, fucking spiritual war, good against evil, then you're supposed to be asking yourself every day, yo, how can I contribute to this? I need to fling this everywhere I can fling it, so the right people see it, so they fling it somewhere else, so we can all start fucking mobilizing and planning and plotting, rather than just coming online and moaning about the same things. So Rishi Sunak was planted. They used Liz Truss to take the heat off of Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson was getting so much heat in the media, from the papers, from Sky News, from BBC, from the public, from the world. He was under so much scrutiny. Yeah, he's still trying to carry on with this fucking job, you know, and try and do the gesture. Oh, we went to Ukraine and boosted the soldiers' morale. He's trying to use every excuse to take the light off him, and it didn't work. So they said to themselves, we need this dumb bitch to go in there and fuck up so much that everyone just goes, shh. Yeah. And now they're looking at Liz Truss, because a lot of you do it. And I know you do it. And even some of you who are watching, wherever the media says to look, you look there. Yeah. Okay. Boris Johnson. Oh, Liz Truss. Shh. Liz Truss. Joe Biden. Oh, Joe Biden. Shh. People's focus just shifts depending on the dictates of the media. Turn that motherfucker off, man. You understand? Turn that shit off. Turn CNN off. Turn Fox off. Even some of them Democracy Now! And Redacted that keep you focused on politics, on voting, politics, the elections, the midterm elections, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, oh, Missouri, this is really close. Stop it. Fucking turn it off. You understand what I'm saying? Because the fact that people still believe in this system and still believe in voting shows how docile humanity is. And I hate to keep doing this. I hate to keep coming online and it just sounds like I'm having a fucking rant. Maybe I am, but I got a right, man. When are we gonna wake up and just plug ourselves out this fucking matrix? They've been giving this movie since the year 2000 about this shit. We're still here talking about these movies like it's just a movie. Like we don't understand. Bastards, we're gonna have to take action, you know. Boy, I might have to quit my fucking job and struggle for a bit and help someone with what they're doing. Or if not, if I can't find someone to join, then I'm gonna have to start my own shit, and motherfuckers is gonna have to join me. Yeah, we need to stop working for the system. You understand? And I don't know how to say or what to say to make people get it in the head that we're being set up and we're just sat at home sitting down on social media and all these fucking distraction smartphones and shit, and we're not taking no fucking action. It's not enough to be posting memes online. It's not enough. Do you understand? That's like someone who's hungry and you give them a spoon of rice. It's not fucking enough, man. It might be a spoon of rice, but it's not enough. We can't just post memes. We can't just post videos. We have to get through to people. We have to connect with people. So they say, bastard, how can I assist? How do we fucking sort this out? How do we change the fucking narrative? We're just carrying on. Why are we just carrying on? They're setting us up. We didn't vote for this guy. Britain, London Bridge is falling the fuck down. We're all about to drown out here. America's falling the fuck down. Everywhere's falling down. And we just carrying on as normal, getting up, going to work, paying bills, paying parking tickets, paying mortgages, voting. Oh, I'm voting Democrats, so I'm voting Republicans. Like we don't fucking get it. How dumb can we be? We've seen this navigator who crossed the ice wall, and the fact that there's humans that live outside this known world. They escape from this chicken farm. They don't have to think about this fucking working 24/7 and bills and energy crisis and war and fucking chemtrails and all of this fuckery. Yeah, but we just take it and then we come online and go on like we're not at fucking war. People say, yo, I post a lot. Yes, I'm at war. I work for myself. So this internet, that's my fucking, it's my job to be on here. I make money off this shit. I sell books off this fucking shit. If I don't come on here, I don't sell books. So I'm not on here to promote myself in the terms of self-gratification. And I'm on here because this is my fucking job. I live in the revolution. I sleep in it. I shit in it. I wake up in it. It's not no part-time thing. It's not me trying to get a big platform or trying to appeal to a big audience because I want to sound good or I want to be the next internet sensation. Sometimes I wish I didn't have to come on this motherfucker. I wish I could be downstairs with my nephew right now watching fucking Hulk. You understand? But we're so hard-headed. We're so stupid. I've given niggas 7 books. Most of the people that buy my books is people I've never met from other fucking countries. While those around here just give you the fluoride stare. They don't even know what the fuck you're about. They don't even know what they're about. But everybody's got an opinion about somebody else. What's your opinion about you? Because mine about me is that I'm a god. And that's why most of y'all motherfuckers can't even fathom who I am. Let me carry on, man, because I wasn't even planning to be on here. Liz Truss was the diversion they needed to take you and my eyes off fucking Boris Johnson. It worked on me. I forgot about Boris Johnson. I was laughing about Liz Truss and her blank, just staring at the screen and how fast they got rid of her and shit. Not knowing, bastard, they achieved the job. Now nobody's talking about Boris again and all the fuckery that he did. You understand? Now we're on to Rishi Sunak. How about that? And here we are. Fucking hell. Yeah. Liz Truss was the diversion, what I call a ludicrous diversion. This is how they work. They're dealing with Hegelian tactics. And it works so clever that sometimes you slip up and it catches you out. Even us, the elect, we get caught out because our focus is shifted to some other story. Whether it's Kyrie Irving, the Israelites now. That's the new theme now. Because the media wants you to concentrate on Israel. They want you to stick there now. Oh, yo, stick them in the Bible, you know, because they're already kind of stuck in the Bible. This is getting peak. Yo, influence some kind of fucking speech about Jews or something. Yeah, and we'll make them stick in the Bible. So now most people don't even want to know about Egypt. All of a sudden, every black nigger in the world's an Israelite. Even some of them niggas who wasn't Israelite in the beginning. Yeah, they was against this Hebrew shit. Jedefre tried to show you. You asked him in 2020, do you think, are you a Hebrew? Yeah, I am a fucking Israelite. Yeah, I'm an Israelite and an Egyptian at the same fucking time. So I wrote a book about it for you guys. Yeah, and I dropped it in 2020 just to show you I'm not playing. Now that it's a hot topic, you got every clown online posting about this shit. Where before they wasn't posting about no Israel. They wasn't posting about no Hebrews or no Khazars or no Ashkenazim. Them niggas can't do what I do because I'm telling you the truth. And niggas out here is giving snake oil. So Rishi Sunak was not elected by us. He's an NGO. He's a non-governmental organization as far as I'm concerned. He's a criminal enterprise because none of the people in Britain elected this fucking clown. He was selected. They selected him. You understand? Like we said earlier, from the Bilderberg groups or whatever meeting he went to get his fucking agenda. Mr. Sunak, your agenda is to be like Obama and blind the people, but at the same time, under the table, bring in this crypto shit, nigga. So we can take away the pound sterling after you, yeah, or later on during your fucking premiership, and now start running this carbon credit system on these niggas because they're so stupid. Jedefre and other people been telling them since 2020, and they've been telling Jedefre, are you a conspiracy theorist? While the shit's going up around you. It's on every fucking news channel. Your own fucking prime minister who you didn't elect is fucking telling you the same thing. And you got all these House of Lords in England because we got an old-ass voting system here. It's not the same as America. Our shit goes back to medieval, like I told you, Henry VIII time and shit. So these niggas have here what's called a first past the post system. That means you don't even have to have the majority here. All you have to do is cross the line first at a certain number. And yo, the Tories won when the people want more votes are gone to other parties and shit. What kind of shit's that? First past the post politics. It's fuckery. And then the same one party state, because the Tories and Labour is now the same thing. Even though they're arguing over a table and giving you this fucking big drama show, they go to the same cafes in the same restaurants and spend your taxpayers' money and stuff their faces. That's why most of them are fat bastards. Yeah. And they make sure that the average person can't even afford a home. They can't even afford a home. This is a council house. I give gratitude for it. This is a council house, a maisonette. Yeah. Most people, you can't afford to go on the housing market and buy a house. How much is a house? They make sure it's out of your fucking reach. So you have to depend on your local government and housing associations and councils and all of that shit there. That it's deliberate. You're being fucking set up. Ain't nobody going out and saying, yo, let me just build my house here out of wood. Simple thing and living there. Other than people going off the grid. But that's how it's supposed to be. Yo, I'm going to build a house here. Me, a man, I'm building my house here. And this is how I'm building it. And I live here. Do you understand? They made it so you have to have a planning permit. You have to go and ask permission from fucking other people to build yourself somewhere to fucking live. Make that make sense for me. But me and you accept it. We've accepted it for all these years. It's normal. Yeah. I go out in society and say this. They're going to say, yo, you're a madman. You're a crazy person. But why is it mad? Why is it so hard for you to buy your first house, especially a first time buyer coming on the housing market? My mum and dad were buying houses and selling them. They'll buy this house for this much money, sell it for more money, fix it up and sell it for more money. Yo, let's buy this one now for this cheap money and fix it up and make this profit and sell that one until we get into the house. We can't even do that right now in our generation. They took that away from it. You want a house, they're going to ask you 200 grand and shit. You show me 200 grand. Where are you going to get 200 grand from? Doing what? Do you understand what I'm saying? As a first time buyer. So you have to rely on this system. Like the point that I made by posting that video from the brother, salute to that brother, I don't know his name, the one with the glasses, and he says, yo, they needed homeless people because that's how they continue to keep you going to work and shit. They need us to say, bastard, well, it might be bad, but at least I've got a roof over my head. At least I'm not homeless. Look at them homeless people out there. Like, it's all a fucking game. It's a stage. It's a setup. Go and watch Hunger Games again. You are living in the fucking Hunger Games. Most of us are going to work every day with no fucking clue of when it's going to end. When are you just going to be able to just live your life how you want to live your life? Animals don't pay for no water or no air, or they don't pay a wage or nothing to live on this planet. You're saying you're the most clever being, you're the most clever animal or mammal on this fucking earth, and you got all this shit here. You need police, you need governments, you need people to hold your hands, you need housing association, you need help. The animals don't need no fucking help. Them niggas know where to go to get food, water, shelter, whatever they need. They don't over fucking stock. Show me another animal that stacks up more shit than he needs. The animals, yo, I eat now because I'm hungry. That's it. Then I move on. Gratitude. You humans are trying to rack up everything. Yo, I want 40 million, you know, 400 million. I want all the goods. I want all this. I want all that. I want, what the fuck is, yo, people better check themselves, you know. Because the Anunnaki's returning, man, and all they care about is your inside. Yo, do you remember the old ways? How's your insides looking? They don't care what you say out your mouth. They don't care what clothes you wear. They don't care what you... Yo, I'm warning people. Yeah? So all of this shit that we're seeing, yeah, with Rishi Sunak being put in, yeah, what they're doing is putting in this crypto smart fucking trap in place, and he's the head man for it. Yeah, he's the head man for it. But Boris Johnson flopped. He lied too much and got caught. They had to replace him. And now they've replaced him with a fucking, yo, this person that they've gathered, you know, we need to get this nigger out of there. Or we need to show them that we ain't down with him. I'm telling you now, because this shit will be worse than what Biden is in America for England. If we don't understand, we need to take action right now. Just like they're doing with the bills and stuff, with the Don't Pay UK. We need to be like, don't vote for none of them. Don't support none of their shit. Because if you do, you've only got yourself to blame. Because like I said, when the Anunnaki come back, they're going to be like, what's inside this fucking container? They don't care what the container is. What's inside it? How high is this person vibrate? Do they remember the old ways? And are they balanced? Are they realistic, or are they just on some clown thing? Because if you're on a clown thing, you're on borrowed time. About you waking up every day and work is the most important thing to you. Yes, we have to survive. But you also have to think about your future and what's important to you. And you're going to have to make sacrifices. Yeah. The truth requires change. It's not just coming online and yeah, that's true, you know. Yeah, I agree, you know. Yeah, but what changes are you going to make? Because this truth ain't in the world. This shit's taken away. It's hidden. It's making people targeted for speaking it and stuff. So how are you going to contribute to it? Or are you just going to rely on me, Jadefre Memnon, to bring you this shit? How about you do me alive? And I fucking rely on you when I feel weak. Because there's no sense in me being nothing unless you're something. I'm trying to make all of us something. So I'm leading you back to you. I keep coming online and telling you the same fucking message. The UK is broke, man. It's broke. And so now they're switching into this crypto shit, this digital-based shit, just like the whole fucking world is. America's doing the same shit. Nobody ain't doing nothing different, you know. They all doing the same shit. And they bringing in the people they need to get that shit done. Yeah. And they relying that you stay asleep, that you really don't understand how this realm works or how money works or how the UK or the USA or world politics, geopolitics, they are banking on it, that you don't understand that shit. And the same that you don't understand you're a sovereign and you're not a fucking straw man. You understand what I'm saying? And we have a right to live on this earth just like any other fucking animal. You understand? Because we're sovereign beings. We're not humans. We're not straw men. We're not stats. Yeah. Hold on. The most of Britain and America still believe in the voting. That's why they keep running this voting for you. Oh, midterm primaries. Fuck a midterm primary. That's how you're supposed to be doing it. Fuck them. I'm voting for me or us, my community. I don't want nothing to do with your politics. I don't give you permission to be over me medically, politically, any kind of illy, religiously, none of it. I'm capable of holding my own hand and walking down, manifesting my own fucking reality on earth. And enough of us ain't doing that. I'm doing that. I've been working for myself since 2020. The first 2 years, I thought I was going to fucking go under the table. I didn't know where the next meal was coming from. I was having this conversation with my sister today. Shout out to my sister. Do you understand? How many of us are willing to do that? Brave enough to say, yo, I'm going to have to plug out this matrix for real. You know, Jadefre plugged out. I ain't one of these niggas that come on the camera and speak one way to you and then fucking, and I ain't dissing no one that works, you know. I'm just calling a spade to put this thing into perspective for you. Because a lot of us don't know how to think. We don't even know how to structure our thoughts to get to a progressive conclusion. We just fucking go around in our head. This discussion just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Do you understand? That's not normal. That's why we can't solve no fucking problems as a people or as a community. They showing us this shit in the movies. They're showing us in Black Panther and every fucking movie. Unelected MPs, man, prime ministers and presidents and sham voting fucking elections and shit, man, stolen, rigged and all types of shit. Yeah, but if people speak out, people are being targeted. Yeah, and the people that get targeted and killed and whatnot, we just stand back and do fuck all. Look at Grandmaster Jay as an example. Look at what he tried to do for black people, whether you backed him or not. The nigga went out on a fucking limb, organized a whole army, went and confronted the KKK in the fucking, what's it called, that fucking mountain where he went. Yeah, and they set the nigga up. They infiltrated that shit with black devils that set that nigga up. Now the nigga got 7 years in jail, minimum. You don't hear no one talking about him or say thank you for what you did, for giving us the lessons that you did with the morning mentals and sticking a middle finger up to white supremacy and being the brave brother that you don't hear nobody talking about that shit. You quicker hear people trying to rip him down, trying to rip down, like find faults in what the man was trying to do. And there may be faults, but so what? What the fuck have you done? What's your faults? You understand? So they know now people are waking up, so they need to squeeze. I started telling niggas this before I bought these books out. I said, listen, they're gonna fucking squeeze us, you know. Their plan is to wear us down so that we crawl begging, yo, give me this jokes. I'll just take it, just so I can travel, just so I can go work, just so I can have my toys back. Yeah, that was their plan, to squeeze us. I tried to tell y'all niggas. Enough of y'all niggas blanked me. Like I didn't have a right to say what I was saying, but you didn't blank Bill Gates. He didn't got a right to say what he's saying. He ain't no fucking doctor. You understand what I'm saying? But niggas is listening to him because he a Mzungu and he got money. Yeah, but I look like you and I don't have Bill Gates money. So most of you will scroll past my shit, but that's okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the people that know, they won't. They will fucking stop and I shout all of you out. Do you understand who do that? Because there's not many of us, man. It's for real out here. People is out here trying to self-gratify themselves. People is out here on an ego thing, on a building brand. Nigga, fuck your brand. My shit's a legacy. People are going to remember this legacy. So they need the homelessness, yeah, and poor people and shit. So that every time you really think about rebelling or, yo, how bad it is, you say to yourself, well, there's people worse than me, you know. All of us have heard that saying, well, you're not the worst, you know, there's people worse off than you, you know. None of us should be worse off. All of us should be fucking living like sovereigns. Why do I say that? Because one person can have fucking 500, 700 trillion. Imagine if you shared out them trillions to 700 people. you get 1 trillion, you get 1 trillion, you get 1 trillion, or even bust it down, you get 1 billion, you get 1 billion, or even bust it more down, you get 1 million. You think there ain't enough everything here for all of us to be fucking millionaires? Because there definitely is. There's enough of everything here for all of us to be living a prosperous, beautiful life. Poverty can be ended with 20 million or some stupid little figure like that. Poverty in the world. They could end that shit overnight. The Queen could have ended it herself. Yeah? But we out here living this fucking false reality, chasing their money, paying for electric, paying for gas, voting. You understand? And then we're asking ourselves, why is our world like this? Nigga, it's your fault. It's our fault. It's not no reptile's fault. It's our fault. Because we don't fucking wake up. It's not our fault that we're here, but it's our fault that we stay here. Because we don't want to do what it's going to take to get us the fuck out of this. Everybody's waiting on somebody else to do it. What are you doing? Because this is what I'm doing. Do you understand? So we need to understand, we need a new Tartaria. We don't need to be just stuck on the subject of Tartaria and talking about it, yeah, and doing nothing. The reason why it's resurfaced is to make us understand, y'all need to go back to that. You need to take the society back to fucking 0 point energy and 432 megahertz and meditation and pure foods and fucking get rid of all the other shit that doesn't support that. Get rid of it. Get rid of the McDonald's. Stop eating it. Stop making excuses. If you go McDonald's, you're still a dickhead. I'm sorry. I'm worked up. So if you go McDonald's or KFC, you're still a knobhead in my book. That's how I see it. Because you know what fucking them things are and what they support. Do you understand? If you still watch BBC or CNN or what, you're a knobhead. Do you understand? In fact, fuck off if you do. Don't watch my videos no more. Go and watch someone else. Because I'm tired of humans. Get up out your comfort zone. Let's really make this new Tartaria. Let's stop talking about it and be about it. I'm about these fucking books and these lives. This is my job. Y'all gonna see me till you're sick of me. Them niggas gonna have to kill me to stop me from saying this shit. And I'll probably return in another vessel and start saying some worse shit if that happens. You understand? But if you don't like what I'm saying, unsubscribe, because you're going to get fed up with me, because I'm going to keep doing it until y'all get it in your head that, yo, you have to change the way we're looking at things and how we're doing things. And we need to start connecting differently. Shout out to that boy for buying his copy of COVID 1984 yesterday, and he received it today. Do you understand? Shout out to you. Yeah, because if we ain't about this fucking revolution, then why are you here? Why are you watching these lives? What for? You understand? Most people don't even want to put a like on your shit. Never mind asking them to go in their pocket and buy a book, which is more benefit to them than it is to me. Do you understand? Because the £30 you might give me for this book, the amount of shit you're gonna get from it might be worth 30,000 fucking pounds. It might be priceless. You understand? So but we being stingy with each other. Do you think Jews are stingy with each other when they want something done? They get together, they finance they shit. No one of them steps out of line. They're in the group thing. Yeah? How about we take a leaf out of their fucking book? They got shit to teach us too. On the last live, I mentioned The Wizard of Oz, yeah, being the first movie out of Hollywood, and I bust it down for you lot. I'm not going to do it, bust it down again. I'll save time. If you ain't seen it, that last live, you're asleep. That's what I'm saying. You're asleep. You ain't got no attention span. How can you not have been watching these lives? You understand? And have a pen and paper and be taking notes and going doing your own research and shit. Yeah? That means you prioritize the matrix, because you're going to probably say, oh, I was at work, you know. Or I was too busy, you know. When I came home, I was too tired, you know. Oh, you know what? I thought your book was on Amazon, you know. So, that's why I ain't bought it. Bullshit excuses. You understand what I'm saying? So right now, Britain is in a crisis. London Bridge has fallen. You better get out your comfort zone, Mr. Englishman. Scotland, Wales, Ireland, because the shit has hit the fan, and it's more important than your job and your wage and your bills right now. Yeah, you got to survive, but if we want to survive into any foreseeable future, then we got to look further than our nose. So you got to look further than your job right now. Yeah, you got to see down the road and where this whole shit's going. Yeah, you got to start going back to this common law. Yeah, the Black's Law Dictionary. It should all be our objective. I don't own one of my main objectives is, I need to have one of them books, even if it costs me £1,000. I've got the tablets, that's £1,500. I didn't pay £1,500 for it, but that's what it's worth online. And as far as I'm concerned, if I think a book's worth what's in it, I don't care what the price is. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you ask me, that holy tablets, even at £1,500, is worth every fucking pound. You understand? Because people don't say the same shit about Gucci bag. Oh, how much was that Gucci bag? £340, you know, and they happy with that. Oh, this Gucci bag's £2,000. These red bottoms or whatever, oh, £3,000. Oh, this dog, this XL bully is £5,000. But if my book at £50, oh shit, that's expensive, innit? Yeah, hell yeah, it's expensive. It's a whole lot of fucking work. It's cost me expense to write that shit over a 6-year period from in the depths of jail. So if you want it, you're gonna have to give me £50. If not, go and try and find it in them fucking shops out there then. In Waterstones or wherever. You ain't never gonna find a book like that in Waterstone. I've been trying to tell people these things. This new Black Panther, they telling you Cool Khan. Turn to page 68 on Treasures in the Sun and we'll show you who the fuck Cool Khan is. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Enough of you niggas ain't paying attention and doing the due diligence of spreading this message. You're relying on everybody else to do the work you should be fucking doing. You understand? I can't do everything. I can't give you all these jewels and still trying to promote the hell out of this shit. Nah, you should be doing that. So what they're doing is trappers, man. They it's deliberate that we don't know nothing about common law, but we know about policeman law and the fucking maritime law and every other shit and religious law and shit. But you don't know nothing about the law of your own sovereignty as a sovereign being. That's deliberate. It's deliberate why they make the tablets and the Black's Law Dictionary £1,500. Why do you think? The Bible's about fucking £10, bro. Yeah, understand what I'm saying here? That shit's about £10, nigga. They'll give you that for free. It's not even got no value. If you want to see where the truth is, go online and type in certain books and how much they are. And when you come across fucking books like The Glory of the Black Race, £1,500, then you'll start seeing, okay, now I see how this thing works. That means the value of that shit is so valuable, they don't even want you to have it. They put it out of the working man's range. Imagine a book for £1,500. You can get books for £2 in town, £2-3. You understand? The Bible and the Quran and the Torah, them books is cheap, man. They'll give you them books free. Go to the church or the synagogue and ask for one. They'll give you it. Do you understand? Sports, yeah? The purpose of it is to distract us from revolution because sports takes the best of our men and the best of our women. They're the women with the most stamina. They're the men with the most stamina, the most athleticism, the most musculature, the most fastest, the most strongest, the most jump the fucking furthest and rare. And they take all that energy and direct it into wasted sports. Yeah. So for the revolution now, there's no fucking energy for it. All the energy's into sports on the fucking smart grid, on this circuit board earth with these meridians and ley lines. They channeling all that energy to their rulership. That keeps them in power. We just don't get it. You want to go and cheer Man United and Liverpool and being about this NBA shit and all this shit, not knowing, hold on. This is us, the Olmecs and the Mayans and stuff, and they just now control the ball game. We don't control it no more. We don't understand the ritual of this shit. It's warfare. It's a warfare ritual. The football, look at snooker. The white ball hits every other ball off the table and that. Yeah? Football, 2 white posts, the white woman's legs busting the net, scoring the goal. Like, we don't get the subliminal dynamics of the shit. We just carrying on in the world as modern humans, right? I'm African American, I'm Indian, I'm fucking Great British, I'm Jamaican, I'm there. Nigga, you ain't shit until you get in with this, what I'm trying to tell you. The world is fighting back, and niggas in England ain't doing shit. Everywhere else is having massive protests and kicking off their fucking government's door if they have to or whatever. And niggas in England is sitting down, sipping tea, sitting in the pub, fucking watching Coronation Street, Emmerdale Farm, EastEnders. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck kind of clown-ass world is this? Clown-ass country is this? It can't just be me on this vibe. Somebody else got to feel like this. This shit's done on purpose, man. The revolution is now. If you ain't getting behind Jedefre Memnon, please politely get the fuck off my pages. If you ain't about supporting my books and buying yourself one and reading what the fuck's in it and then passing on the information you get from it to somebody else, please get the fuck off my page. Because I don't need y'all niggas. I'm not running sports. I don't need spectators. I don't need fucking spectators. I need people that read and that are willing to work and that want to contribute and to this fucking revolution. Not to me, it's not for me. It's for the world. It's our responsibility to speak out, to stand up. If we are the immune system of the earth, London Bridge is falling. They're giving us these puppets. I'll leave you on this, yeah? Neuralink is 5G. How about that? Y'all stop talking about 5G, right? They just swept it under the table while in 2020, these Chinese and other people were pulling them towers the fuck down. You've seen the videos. And then it just went quiet. And we know while we was on lockdown, they out here everywhere digging up your road and putting these motherfuckers, they even camouflaging them behind trees and shit. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, remember I told you since coronation, I said, nigga, they got the satellites too. They got 5G satellites. Them niggas had them on the top of the American military vehicles going around blasting people with this frequency. It's not just towers. So now you got it camouflaged as Elon Musk. Oh, it's just a rocket. It's just a satellite. Elon Musk is launching up Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's just Wi-Fi. Nigga, that's 5G, man. Yeah? You see people in China and wherever else looking around and spinning around going crazy like Bird Box, and you don't understand. Yo, nigga, they blasting 5G on everyone. They targeting people and trying it out and shit. 5G is being blasted on it. They telling you it's Neuralink, Starlink and all that. Oh, it's just for phones. It's just for a better internet. Yeah. Fuck off. Nigga, that shit 5G. You understand what I'm saying? And all these niggas is involved. And Rishi Sunak is not my prime minister. That's the end of the transmission. That's all I wanted to say. Guys, I'm not going to stick around on YouTube. I'm just going to end it. And you can post your comments after, because I've only got one viewer here anyway. Whoever you are, shout out to you. Yeah, but I'm going to end this one. And I'll just look at some questions on the Instagram one with the time I got left. I don't even know how much time I got left. They're going to cut me out in a minute. You understand?